Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la.
Sofia, we're live. Pull yourself together. You look messier than a national park.
Who gives a shit? U of M shut down this week, so it's not like I'm getting paid to be here.
Sofia, the university's still paying people despite the snow days, and you don't get paid by the university anyway.
But the service that I provide to this school shouldn't go unnoticed. I mean, why am I not paid? I open the eyes of the U of M community.
Really all you do is badmouth Trump and make dick jokes. And you can't even keep our crew's eyes open. The TD's asleep back here.
Well, whatever. I don't need this shit.
You know what? You're out of control, Sofia. You gotta start acting more like your co-host.
Co-host? What co-host?
Hello, and welcome to Julian Time. I'm your host, Julian Poza. We got a lot of good dick jokes tonight.
You are not the host!
Co-host.
No, things have changed since last year. I am the supreme lead host now. Know your place.
Really? I go to France for a semester and suddenly no co-host?
Yeah, what did I just say?
Hey, at least I dressed for the part.
You...
Ah,
Hey,
Frank!
you two need to get along. I'm sending you back to the midweek desk.
What the... This is bullshit. This will never work.
I don't see what the big deal is.
Of course you don't. This is my show now.
We're live in 10. Relax, it's not even like you're funny without me.
Are you fucking...
Frank!
Hey,
it's your boys. A woman in South Carolina was arrested after pouring water on her 9-month-old baby. Caitlin Hardy, the woman charged with cruelty to children, claimed that she poured water on her daughter as payback because the baby was keeping her up at night. We were actually able to obtain video evidence of this unspeakable act. Let's take a look.
I didn't get no sleep because of y'all. Y'all not gonna get no sleep because of me.
A Vine? Where do you get your jokes from? 2015?
Where do you get your comebacks? Comebacks for dummies?
Ouch. Speaking of dummies, Donald Trump Jr. is in the news after he tweeted a slam directed at Saturday Night Live, referring to the show as S and L with an ampersand instead of an N. Rumor has it the story was broken by C and N.
Really? I thought it was MSNBC.
You can't just follow up my joke with another punchline.
I can if it's better. Former New Jersey governor and Trump kiss-ass Chris Christie released a new memoir last Tuesday, recounting his time working for the Trump team. The book is called Let Me Finish. Supposedly, the title came to him while being escorted out of his local Golden Corral.
Really? I heard that book was originally called Are You Gonna Finish That?
That was supposed to be my joke.
Well, what if mine's better?
It was my joke.
Sofia?
Fine. I'll let you take the next political joke, okay?
Thank you. For our next political joke, former Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz announced that he is considering trading in his typical coffee run to run for president in 2020 as an independent. Word has it his running mate is Tim Hortons.
I don't know. I actually think this could be a good thing to have Schultz running, as an independent, to show that he's an independent person who can do things by himself, like host a show without a co-host.
You mad or something, bro?
Sofia, you're not getting any closer to getting your desk back with cracks like that.
Okay, I'll behave. Anyways, the world's first reusable tampon applicator was created by the company Dame to reduce global plastic waste. I gotta say, this is my favorite story of the month. Period.
Well, I'm glad you have good news because National Security Advisor John Bolton told the press last Friday that the president would be pulling out of the 30-year INF treaty, or as the Trumps called it, INF.
Hey, buddy, that was actually a good one.
Oh, thanks, Sophia.
No problem. In other international relations news, Donald Trump took a huge step in foreign policy when meeting with Kurdish leader Ilham Ahmed, telling the politician, "I love Kurds."
Wow, really? That's huge news. I'm so glad to see Donald Trump actually taking a stand on something. You know, for too long, the United States has just been turning a blind eye to the Kurdish people. You know, it's good to see an American leader actually...
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I didn't read the full statement. The full statement was, "I love Wisconsin fried cheese curds."
Wow, Trump really has no idea what he's talking about. Speaking of someone who has no idea what they're talking about, the South Carolina Attorney General held a press conference recently where he hysterically attacked a bipartisan bill that would legalize medical marijuana while flanked by men in lab coats. His scientific points included that no one would get cheeched or chonged on medicine, and that there would be a significant increase in pot overdose deaths, which is physically impossible.
I don't know, Julian. Those lab coats are pretty convincing. After all, a guy in a lab coat told me you had 4 nipples.
You have 4 nipples.
Moving further south, police in Florida arrested a man for possessing 92 grams of alleged heroin that was later discovered to be detergent. But turns out the man was clean the whole time.
Meanwhile, in Russia, the Ministry of Justice is proposing a change to ease the punishment for charges of corruption, since sometimes corruption can, and I quote, be unavoidable. Of course it's unavoidable, because in Russia, there isn't corruption in your government, there's government in your corruption.
A burglary in Imperial Beach, California is under investigation after a thief ran off with a man's sleep apnea mask, leaving behind his t-shirt and a pot leaf hat. I guess this man must have mistook the medical device to be a smoking apparatus.
The Grand Rapids, Michigan Police Unit issued a public announcement last Wednesday morning amidst the Polar Vortex, placing a ban on crime due to the danger it could create by being outside in negative 40-degree weather. In the announcement, the Grand Rapids Police advised all criminals, if they must commit a crime, to remember to dress warmly, wear layers, and try not to expose any skin.
On the topic of the polar vortex, we had some record-breaking cold in Michigan this past week. For the past couple of decades, the world's weather patterns seem to become ever more extreme. However, there seems to be a partisan division over the effect of climate change during the winter months. So, in the hopes of achieving journalistic efficacy, we're not only trying out our first local weatherman, Bobby Boberson, but we're bringing in the resident meteorologist from Tower Time as well. So guys, what's going on out there?
So, as Sofia pointed out, we have had some remarkably low temperature conditions in Ann Arbor and across the Midwest this past week. And despite what people on the right have to say about global warming, it is most definitely at work with this polar vortex. Now, many of you are familiar with the term global warming. However, that term is only part of the puzzle. Global warming really refers to the chaotic variation of weather patterns that have emerged over the past few years. This has led to an increase in things like storm severity and the freezing catastrophe that was this week's polar vortex.
The only freezing catastrophe that happened this week was when a kid on the playground stole my ice cream.
Excuse me, where?
You heard me. Global warming is a hoax. You've all been brainwashed by the media.
Chad, we are the media.
That's what they want you to think. You see, you can't use the word global warming when the world is historically cold. I mean, who can say better than the President of the United States himself? And I quote, "In the beautiful Midwest, wind chill temperatures are reaching minus 60 degrees, the coldest ever recorded. In coming days, expected to get even colder. People can't last even for minutes."
I heard you can't even last for a minute.
What the hell is going on with global whamming? Please come back fast. We need you.
Global whammy.
I meant to say warming.
Chad, did the president misspell the word warming in a tweet mocking climate change?
No. I misspoke.
Can we pull up the tweet? Anyways, you don't understand, Chad. It's a proven scientific fact that the world is heating up. And the number of polar vortexes have drastically increased in the past few years. The world's climate change has caused all sorts of crazy weather to become more frequent.
As the cool kids say it, you're whack. Of course, the climate is changing. It's called seasons, dummy. It's the middle of the winter, and it's completely luck that it was this cold outside. Besides, even if the world's temperature was changing, who cares? There's something called air conditioning.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. If the world's temperature goes up 3 degrees, just put your air up 3 degrees. I swear, people are just too lazy to get off the couch and change the temperature. And that's why they need to make all the AC units have a remote, and then we will have
Are you out of your mind? What about rising sea levels?
free swimming lessons.
What about the animals?
Survival of the fittest. That is what Darwin would have wanted.
How can anybody be so stupid?
You know, I was thinking the same thing myself, Billy.
We're doomed.
Oh, okay. Well, that's about all we have time for today. I've got to go recuperate the brain cells that I've just lost. For one last time, since I hope to be getting my job back.
We'll see.
It's not a no. Anyways, for one last time from the Midweek Update Desk, I'm Sophia Lynch.
And I'm Julian Poza
And this has been your Midweek Update.
from Julian Time.